Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys Dak Prescott updates Week 12 hip injury. When you're dealing with a 32-year-old quarterback who is in his 10th season, it's always going to be a concern if his name crops up on the injury report days before a critical game. So when Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, all 32 years of him, was not a full participant in practice this week, and when he was officially listed as dealing with a hip injury, there was many a furrowed brow at the star. But coach Brian Schottenheimer on Wednesday tried to tamp down worries about the health of Prescott, who is in the midst of an outstanding season after last year's injury-riddled debacle, which was torpedoed by a severe hamstring injury. Yesterday, Prescott spoke to reporters and further quelled any hip concerns, saying that had the practice week been a normal one, the Cowboys were in action on Monday night, he would not have been on the injured list at all. Prescott was a full go at Cowboys practice as the team gears up for Sunday's showdown against the Eagles in Dallas. Through 10 games this season, Prescott leads the NFL with 253 completions and 130 first downs. He has thrown for 2,587 yards, with 12 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He had 268 yards and 4 touchdowns on Monday despite suffering the hip injury early in the game. "I'm fine," Prescott said. "Got hit in the game, fell on it, happened early in the game, played the whole game throughout it. Physical game, it's sore. I've been full, I was a full participant today. I'll be completely fine, I have played with much more soreness." The Cowboys will be contending with an Eagles team that has had some adversity lately, on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they've been a nightmare, holding their last 2 opponents to 16 total points. Philadelphia has held 2 of its last 3 opponents below 200 yards passing. At 4-5-1, the Cowboys have no margin of error, but Prescott is keeping playoff hopes alive, no matter how thin they may be. "It's the position we put ourselves in," Prescott said. "Just understanding, to get into this postseason, what we have to do. Right now, sure, we can control it, but it means we have to go win every game." Like CeeDee Lamb said, "It is like a playoff game, all of these are must-wins. But we gotta take them one at a time, and right now it's Philly. Hell of an opponent, great division rival, and no better place to start." CeeDee Lamb breaks silence on benching and casino rumors. The Dallas Cowboys got back in the win column with a comfortable victory over the Raiders on Monday night, but there was a surprising development as the Dallas offense took the field for the first time. Star WR's CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens started the game on the bench, and it was quickly revealed that they were both formally benched by Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer for the first drive of the game. The Cowboys proceeded to go 3 and out to start the game without their dynamic duo at wide receiver, and speculation swirled as to why this punishment was handed out. The official reason cited by Dallas was for conduct detrimental to the team, which is vague by design. Once Lamb and Pickens were back in the lineup, however, things really got going for the Cowboys. Dallas rattled off 24 first-half points after that and cruised to a 33-16 win, bringing them to 4-5-1 on the season. They're on the outside looking in on the playoff bracket at the moment, but there's a path to contention for them. On Thursday, Cowboys beat reporter Calvin Watkins relayed what Lamb had told him about the benching. Apparently, both Lamb and Pickens missed a team curfew the night before the game, as they were having dinner and a few drinks at the Red Rock Casino in Las Vegas. That would certainly explain the team discipline, but Lamb denies reports that he was throwing up at the casino. In fact, he took great offense to that claim, saying it was disrespectful to suggest and he's much better at holding his liquor than that. It's a bizarre situation, to say the least. Still, it didn't impact either player's performance on the field, once they stepped onto it. Lamb went for 5 receptions, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Meanwhile, Pickens was unstoppable, totaling 9 receptions for 144 yards and a score, absolutely torching the Raiders' secondary en route to a Cowboys win. It won't be easy, but there's still a path to the playoffs for Dallas. It starts on Sunday against the Eagles, a team the Cowboys nearly defeated in the season's opening game. After that, they play the Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, and Chargers in a 4-game span, as difficult a stretch as you'll find in the NFL. Still, the Cowboys are only 2.5 games out of the number 7 seed in the NFC playoffs. If they can stack some upsets and finish 9-7-1, there's a chance they can sneak in, provided a few of the teams ahead of them drop a couple games. Dallas Cowboys could save top NFL trade candidate after 2025 season. The Cleveland Browns are having another abysmal season this year, and the team could finally ship off trade candidate Myles Garrett during this upcoming offseason. Bleacher Report believes the Browns are preventing Garrett from reaching his full potential, which is true, considering that it's always been a rebuild mode for Cleveland ever since they decided to let Baker Mayfield walk in free agency a few off-seasons ago. With that, the Browns should do one of the best defensive playmakers in the league a favor, and Cleveland needs to do it sooner to pull off a better deal. The team could get plenty of draft capital to build around rookie Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel, depending on who wins the starting job. Despite signing a new contract to stay in Cleveland, this doesn't mean that Garrett still won't explore the idea of a trade. It's hard to imagine that he continues to put on an illustrious career while still wasting his talents in Cleveland. Originally selected as a first-round pick, the former Texas A&M product could revisit the possibility of a trade, which is something he wanted last offseason. The Browns can't keep him forever, and they will need to figure out how to move him to avoid any locker room distractions if he decides to hold out. The 2025 trade deadline showed that Jerry Jones is not afraid of being aggressive. While they signed defensive end Dante Fowler Jr. to a 1-year contract, they still need a reliable edge rusher to fill the gap. The Cowboys lost their soul since trading away Micah Parsons, but they're slowly coming back with Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams as the new kids on the block. Dallas will need to extend Williams if he impresses, so this means that Kenny Clark could go on the back burner due to his contract. Osa Odigizua isn't going anywhere since they extended him to a long-term deal. With that in mind, the Cowboys should go all in for Garrett. They attempted to get defensive end Trey Hendrickson, but they put all of their focus on improving the middle. If Garrett joins Dallas, then they may have one of the scariest defensive lines come 2026.